So we don't know what this angle is, but we're supposed to use it to answer these three trig ratios. We don't need to know exactly what t is, though. We can use the definitions. Sine is what's opposite of angle t, divided by the hypotenuse of the right triangle, which you can make by just drawing a right angle down here. Tangent is the opposite of angle t, divided by the adjacent side. And remember, the adjacent is just the one that's not the opposite, and it's not the hypotenuse. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So we know cosine's adjacent over hypotenuse. That means secant is hypotenuse over adjacent. So we need to know what these things are, and actually we can get it from the points that were given. It's square root of 3 over 2 on the x-axis. So this right here, the adjacent side, is square root of 3 over 2. And then it's 1/2 for the y-coordinates. So that's opposite of angle t. This is our opposite of the triangle from angle t. This is the adjacent. And then to find the hypotenuse, I think we're going to find its unit circle, because if you do a squared plus b squared, that will equal c squared, the hypotenuse over here. But if you simplify those, that's 3 over 4 plus 1 over 4 equals c squared. So c equals 1 here. So that's our hypotenuse. So now we actually have enough to answer the question. Sine is the opposite divided by the hypotenuse. So if I'm dividing by 1, I'm just going to leave it here. Tangent is the opposite divided by the adjacent. So that one's going to take actually a little bit of fraction work. It's the opposite divided by the adjacent. So we can resolve that by flipping and multiplying the second fraction. So that makes 1 over the square root of 3, or if you multiply the top and the bottom of the fraction by square root of 3, that's square root of 3 over 3. Okay, so that is tangent, that's sine, and then we have secant. Secant's the hypotenuse divided by the adjacent. So you'd flip and multiply that fraction, and then when you rationalize the denominator like we did over here, multiply the top and the bottom by square root of 3. That's our answer for secant. I don't know if I wanted decimals. These are the exact answers, and I think you could probably convert those to decimals with a calculator. But let me know if you can. I'd be happy to help.